Okay, so my computer was offline for a couple of days. I did manage to convert a video over, my last one, right? And then I uploaded it through my son's computer. But anyway, I'm back online now, so that makes things just a little bit more easier. But the thing is, people, I was in the yard yesterday, not so much today. I didn't go in the yard today because I did what? Canning for over a month, right? So, you know, I think I kind of burned myself out. I think so. So I'm kind of tired today, right? Like my feet get really, really sore. You know, I'm not no spring chicken. You know, got issues going on here, you know, with the eyes and the pressure and the ringing and, you know, just the Canadian way of living with all this stress, right? They keep you stressed out, to keep you derailed, so they can feed you rhetoric. That's basically what it's all about. As they mislead you to think that you could be an honest, good person, you know, contribute back into society, to find out fucking 20 years later it was nothing but being hoodwinked and they fed you hogwash. As your children die and your loved ones are being kidnapped, right? Because it's all about money, making money wherever you can. So anyway, I'm listening to you know who, right? And I don't know if I'm pretty sure people, they caught wind of my notice of claim. Okay, the only thing is, everything's shut down. I don't know about the courthouse. We're in stage 2. I don't know if they've opened up the courthouse yet, right? But, you know, I only got so much time in a day and only so much energy. So it's not like I haven't really done anything with that notice of claim. And basically, for the next 1 to 2 months, really, I'm in the yard. I have to. Otherwise, you know, we know what comes, right? We know what comes if I'm not a slave to this yard, okay? So I have to be in the yard, right? So I'm done with canning now until the raspberries come, and then I'm not rushing with this video, okay? And what I'm going to do is, after I've done this, I'm going to upload onto the computer, and then I'm going to put everything together, including what we were doing in the yard yesterday. Because now what I'm doing is I'm starting to pull. I started in the one corner where the windows are, where the hen house is, and I'm starting to pull everything this way, right? Because I'm either going to use it, or I'm either going to get rid of it, or, you know, I'll save it for a rainy day, but more than likely I'm going to try and use it because I'm done, people. Like, I am so done. I have spent way too many years, wasted way too much time in this yard for as much hassle as I get. In terms of, when I leave, it will be good for somebody else, but it basically sucked the life out of me. And it, you know, robbed my family of many things. Because we were just a target. A target for other people to, you know, with their jealousies, or, you know, they want the property, or they don't want to get caught for the heinous crimes that they've committed against my family. I mean, lots of issues in there. Hold on a minute. I don't know, working outside, coming into pollen. I had all this stuff in my hair yesterday from moving around underneath shit. I was digging out some of these walnut trees that busted through the pot and have gotten into the ground. So once the yard's a little more tidied up, I'm going to see if I can find some homes for some of them, because, you know, they don't necessarily like to be transplanted, and, you know, but anyway. Okay, so what I want to talk about here is, and I'm going to play this, okay? I'm going to play it, people, because it's important that you hear it firsthand versus what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying, I know what's going on out in the community. Okay? The fucking cops know what's going on in the community. I have a fucking cop on fucking record, on video, on the day that Ciera died, okay? Supposedly died. right? Because nobody got to fucking fact check that one, right? He admitted that people are being hot capped in the province of British Columbia, Canada. Some people call it hot shots, hot shotting somebody. It's just, in essence, murder. They use fentanyl. Various ways to do it. The problem is they're covering it up, people, with the coroner's office rubber stamping suicide or accident. As our politicians fucking carry on in an emergency since 2016, but we all know it's ching ching, ching ching, ching ching for every dead body that comes in as their bodies are being pillaged by the healthcare system and the multiple crooks that have embedded themselves to be able to access public tax dollars to commit these crimes so that they can sell these body parts and organs illegally on the black market. You're not going to hear this from this minister or doctor, because they both sit up there and say, oh, well, gee, we're so sorry that 117 people died of a fentanyl or illicit drug overdose in April of this year. And then the Minister of Health said, well, for the month of May, we're at 114. That's like, what, 231 fucking people have died in a 2-month period. That's more people that have died in a 2-month period than freaking coronavirus. And we're still in the beginning of the year. We don't got Januaries. We don't got February. We don't got fucking March. All we got is April and May, right? And we're already at 200. They're pulling in over 110 bodies a month, people. You multiply $500,000 per fucking body to sell organs on the illegal black market, and you're getting into the billions of dollars here. Okay? And they just want to sugarcoat it like, oh, well, we're so sorry. Yeah, what did she say? I'm just going to highlight it and you're going to hear it for your fucking self, okay? The same old fucking rhetoric, people. The ages are between 20, well, of course, they need them 20. ShaMay was 22. Ciera was 32. But ShaMay was 22 years old, people. Her blood type had been fucking mapped when she gave birth. Right? She's been giving fucking blood through the school system. And I think she's that universal blood type. The one that everybody wants. So we can't be surprised that she's dead. The problem is these people that want to call it a fucking crisis, but don't put nobody in jail, even though they fucking know that people are being murdered, specifically murdered with fentanyl. Right? They just want to sit up there and say, oh, well, these people, they got, like, drug issues and they just haven't come to terms with it and, they didn't go out and get help. Right? They did it to themselves. They should have known better. That's basically what she's fucking saying. She's feeding into the same old okie dokie, people. So, why? Because they want to keep that money train running. So, this little notice of claim that I fucking filed, where do you think it's going to get me when these people want to sit up there and play the same record over and over and over? What, in another 10 more years? Since 2016? 10, 14 years? So 14 years later, fast track from so we're going to be in what, 2030? They're going to still sit up there and say, oh, well, we're in a crisis. We're in a crisis. We've been in a crisis for the last 16 years. 14 years. We're into 4 years, people, by their standard, from 2016. The only reason they dubbed it a crisis in 2016 is because the numbers were jumping up real fucking high. But it started in 2013, 14. As soon as they got rid of the meth, started bringing in the heroin, then along came the fentanyl. And then sooner or later, they couldn't fucking hide it. So then they dubbed it a crisis in 2015, and they basically done jack shit about it. Because it brings in too much money. In a black market sense. Right? as they continue to this day, to this very fucking day. Hold on a minute. Andre's little friend came over. He's in his playroom, right? I just told him to close the door. I didn't know he got here. Okay, I don't even know what the hell I was saying. All I know is I'm freaking livid. Because they're just playing the same old okie dokie, same old fucking dance, same old fucking rhetoric. You know, throwing around the same old, well, we're a professional. We know what we're doing. Yep. No. You're the one that's confused. No. But you know, you can't see Uncle John until he's better. There is no contact with Uncle John until he's better. There wasn't even coronavirus around back in those days and they got away with that shit, people. Look what the fuck they did to him. Right? Destroyed his life. Took his money and then tossed away what they didn't want. Right? Just couldn't wait for him to fucking die and be done with it. Right? Because they got what they wanted. They got the money. Well, it's the same thing with the ones dying from the fentanyl. They get their organs in their teeth. If they got nice teeth like ShaMay, they take their fucking teeth, people. And they're doing it in a freaking public institution called a hospital setting. As they're hooking up dead bodies to machines. And making taxpayers pay for that. Right? After they've been illegally embalmed to hide the fact of what they're doing. Do you honestly think these people are going to allow this to go to court when we're looking at millions and billions of dollars when it relates to yearly incomes for these people to commit crimes year after year after year and then just simply say, oh, it's an epidemic, but, you know, we're really sorry for the families. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, the person that fucking died from the overdose should have known better. Yeah. No, they should have went and got help. You know, they should have admitted that they had a fucking problem and then they maybe wouldn't have fucking died. This is what she's saying. Okay? Not, well, gee, maybe there's criminal activity going on in here, and we need to start investigating. Especially now that we know about Miss Judy Lynn Choney, right? And her lawsuit, right? That's knocking at the door. Well, at the drop box. Sorry. It never even got through the fucking door. It went into the drop box with the sheriff lording over it, right? This video is a total of 52 minutes. I think they gave 117 deaths and 114 deaths over a 2-month period. 231 deaths or whatever the hell it is. 2 deaths, right? A total of 10 to 15 minutes in terms of, we're sorry, moving along. Suicide. No, sorry, accident. Moving along. And then they're going to go on about the coronavirus and the elderly dying. When I've already told you people how they treat these old people in these old homes, old folks' homes. We witnessed it. We witnessed it with Joan, and what we seen with John, we witnessed it. Okay? We witnessed who the caregivers are in majority. We witnessed who the bosses are in terms of senior union staff with their multiple brown workers that come in off the fucking boat, right? Just don't want to be sent back to their own countries, so they're not going to rock no boats with no professional, especially if they can't speak English, but are sitting in a professional fucking position where they can say, no, you're not going back home, Mr. Duncan. No, I can't. Well, you know, I can't speak. I really can't write very well, but no, my boss tells me you can't. So even though I'm in a position of power, I'm going to do what my boss tells me to do. They're not going to talk about that. Hell no. They're not going to talk about the fact that, you know, the majority of these old people are just fucking loitering around in diapers all day long. Because the workers are too stressed out and don't want to be fucking helping them to the bathroom. Because that's not what they get paid for, people. Right? It's easier to leave them in a fucking diaper to wallow. This is why you got such an outbreak with an infection. From care home to... They got something like 15 fucking care homes with old people infected with the coronavirus. Oh, okay. These old people don't go anywhere. It's being brought to them. And then, once it's brought to them, right, they can't blame the family members. The family members haven't even been allowed to see them. No contact until you're better. Doesn't that sound familiar? Eleanor Gilding, you can't see the kids, John, until you're better. You know that, John. I have it on video, people. They didn't want to hear it in court, so they bought off the judge, played it like they didn't know what happened to John once they left their facility, and it wasn't their responsibility. Fuck off, Judy. Yeah, well, I didn't fuck off, people. And now they're sitting up there trying to, I don't know why they're even wasting their time talking about the fentanyl crises. You've had 4 fucking years to lock up somebody, and you haven't locked up not even one person in regards to murdering somebody with fentanyl. So take your fucking emergency and you know what? Up your you know what. Because it's rhetoric, especially when they come out and say, oh, but, you know, they need to admit that they have a drug problem and then go get the help. And then maybe we wouldn't have a crisis. We've been doing all this stuff for drug addicts, and it's not our fault that they're falling off the fucking grid here. Yeah, okay, sure. You don't want to clean the swamp, though. You don't want to clean up the fucking RCMPs. You don't want to clean up the fucking coroner's office. You sure the hell don't want to clean up the fucking hospitals and the fucking corruption that goes on in the ICU ward, right? You sure the hell don't want to fucking get rid of some bad apple doctors, right? Because you're bringing in too much fucking money, people. And then she goes on to make sure that she mentions homelessness. Because the majority of the people that are dying alone are mostly men. And then she goes in to say homelessness, mental health, substance abuse disorder, physical distancing is a problem, challenging, it's a challenge to access to food because of the social distancing, because they shut down all the fucking shelters, people. They're only helping the ones that are locked into the fucking shelter. And I know that for a fact because I phoned up a fucking shelter, asked them if I could make a donation with that marijuana. No, we can't take it because we're only serving the 40 people that we're allowed to serve. As for everybody else, we don't know where they went. They're just gone. Well, yeah, they're dying, people. I've told you this. They're fucking dying, right? They're not, this is a feel-good. You're reporting 117 deaths for the month of April. That makes you fucking feel good. It makes you feel like you're doing your damn job because you fucking reported it. No, because you heard my fucking video saying you're not going to report on people like Ciera. You're not going to report. You don't want to draw attention to the real fucking crises in terms of being hunted down in your community as you're being targeted. And if you're not being targeted, your family is being targeted. That is the fucking crises. Because at the end of the day, you get injured, you disappear, you come back fucking weird, if you come back tall, or you come back in a bloody body bag. And even then, they're not satisfied with that, people. They're taking out what the hell they want, and then they're, what is it called, grave robbing? That's real shit that went on with Ciera's fucking casket. Like, you can't touch the casket. You might contaminate it. Not that it was contaminated by somebody else, and we might get contaminated. No, it was us who was going to contaminate it. And then they had to throw in the dirt. Well, you can't touch the dirt either because you might contaminate the dirt. Anything to humiliate you. These fucking politicians in British Columbia, Canada, must have felt that new nations unity in terms of an international fucking sense, if I ever was to get past that freaking glass ceiling, must have fucking scared the fucking pants off them. Because they have made everything, they have been humiliating my family for years, people. For fucking years. The more they fucking humiliate me, the more I speak out about it. Right? Because now I'm past believing their rhetoric. In the old days, 2003, 4, 5, even though they cut me off of welfare illegally, I still believed in, oh, well, you know, it's Canada. Peace and liberty and hope and prosperity and opportunity and you can be the best that you can be. You know, I fucking believed in all of it. Not anymore, though. Not anymore. Because these people, I don't even want to call them fucking people. Because people don't go and, they're like parasites, people. They're like fucking parasites. Who attaches themselves to dead bodies and harvests the dead bodies as they're blindsiding the public with rhetoric? That would only a parasite would do such a fucking thing. And then when you call them on it, only a parasite would want to continue with that kind of fucking behavior. Right? They're not talking about, well, we need to investigate why this continues. They're just saying, oh, the drugs are getting more dangerous. They're just getting more dangerous. People should know better. You did it to yourself. The same old fucking okie dokie. The same old fucking rhetoric. If you haven't signed the petition yet, please sign the petition. Hold British Columbia to account. Blast this fucking province into the fucking universe. Let this province, these politicians know that you, yourself, as an individual, are tired of the fucking rhetoric. You've got cops in the United States of America putting their fucking foot on the neck of black men that aren't resisting, and this is nothing new, because they want to start a fucking race war so they can come out with their fucking one-shot bullet. Right? Lock everybody up into re-education camps because we're the problem, right? And literally killed him on the street. As he's like, I can't breathe, Mom, right? With the witnesses, right? It was an open public fucking snuff movie. That's what they did. They provided a fucking free snuff movie for the public to watch so that the public would get enraged, so that the public would start to fight back, so that the fucking big guns, right, could come back and fucking shoot them dead. And then harvest their organs. And then the ones that they didn't fucking shoot dead, they'll just gather them up, put them in prison, or they'll mysteriously disappear, or they'll disappear and come back and be loopity-loop, 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 like Ciera, coming back, loopity-loop, loopity-loop, every fucking year, got worse and worse, worse and worse, worse and worse. The only people who were fucking handling her was the healthcare system, was the probation officers, were the fucking judges, and the fucking sheriffs, and the fucking police, and those kind of people for the most part. She just got more loopity-loop, 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 until they couldn't fucking control her anymore. And the only thing is, the snuff movie around her was behind closed doors as they humiliated my family, making us stand out in the fucking porch. And she was probably alive, listening, crying for us. Because they want to fuck with your head. Psychological warfare. Right? Make you wonder, always wonder. Right? Humiliate you. Right? Well, it's the same shit. Same fucking shit. Right? I can't believe this woman's playing the same fucking rhetoric. Oh, well, yeah, substance. They didn't go with it. They didn't admit it. They didn't admit that they had a problem. Now, the government has a problem. The government needs to clean its own swamp. I don't know what it's going to take for the government to clean its own swamp. So if you haven't fucking signed the petition yet, please sign the petition, because that's the first step to hold this government to account. And if we can hold this government to account and fucking blow it out wide open, we can fucking take that and have it as a precedence to blow up other jurisdictions with the same old okie dokie. As the cops are running around still killing people in public on YouTube. And of course, it's damage control. They got fired. Right? It's an investigation right now. Oh, they've decided they're going to arrest the guy for murder. Only because the evidence is all there. You have to have everything in video, right? With the witnesses, right? In order to be able to fucking charge somebody. You see, there was no witness with ShaMay. Okay? And then, after he could have simply came in and fucking injected her with some cocaine to put it in her system, knowing that when she went to the so-called hospital, right, and they drew the blood, the cocaine would have came up after the fact. But initially, he killed her with the fucking fentanyl. Right? But you see, cops don't care. This fucking Bonnie Henry person doesn't care. Adrian Dix doesn't care. None of these fucking politicians care. Right? The healthcare system don't fucking care. The ones that think that they might know something are too afraid to say anything. So at the end of the day, they don't fucking care. And the ones that are running this fucking charade, right, in terms of, oh, she's alive, but, you know, she's really dead, and, you know, we're just gonna, like, you know, charge this and charge that, and charge, and, you know, and then we'll just say, come pick up the body. Come pick up the body. Just come pick up the body after the body's been pillaged. And then when you're there with the body, you can't even touch the fucking casket or the dirt. Anything to humiliate you. Who's she humiliating, people?
And will continue to be adapted as we learn more about this virus in the coming months. And that is how we're going to make it through this phase.
Okay, just give it a second.
Through our summer, and should we need to, how we will be looking at this.
I told you how that shit came in.
I also want to say that
hey, here we go.
I have updated one of the PHO orders on vending markets, and that was published today. So vending markets are what we commonly know as our farmers markets. And as you know, we had some restrictions on those.
That. Just
and
hold
this
on.
New...
Okay, so she was just going on about, you know, flea markets and, well, not flea markets, but like little vegetable stores and selling little extra non-food items and restaurants. You know, it's like, you know, you no contact until you get better. Okay, hold on.
But I think that's an important thing as well, because we know how important it is to have these community places where we can buy fresh food and where we can have access to some of the local crafts and arts. I also want to talk today for a minute about the impact of COVID-19 on the overdose crises, our other public health emergency that continues.
Our other. For 4 years and counting. But it started in 2013, and they just didn't talk about it.
Here in British Columbia. Yesterday, the coroner's service reported, once again, a notable and very disheartening increase in illicit drug toxicity death.
A notable and an increase. Okay? You heard that. Right?
We had 117 people who died in April from an illicit drug overdose.
Okay. People. They did a forensic autopsy. Okay, I'm not going to rush with this. I don't care. They did a forensic autopsy on Ciera in March. Well, they took her body March 28th. They rushed it to the Abbotsford Hospital. They rushed it in the Phantom car through the fucking back door. Okay? Got it on video, people. Right? I guess to the emergency ward, because they have to take them out, the body organs, in a fucking hospital, right? We're not as high tech as the United States of America, okay? There's only 5.2 million people in fucking Canada, or sorry, British Columbia, Canada. And so we don't have that infrastructure where, you know, we can take it to a butcher shop, the body that is, and, you know, take out what we want and then ship it to the emergency ward or to the morgue or wherever we're going to fucking ship it to, right? Okay, so they took her to the freaking Abbotsford Hospital, people, right? In the fucking dark, right? Under suspicion of, it's a criminal investigation now. We got special investigation on board now, right? With a bunch of fucking rhetoric and lies to the family as they openly and publicly humiliated us at the time of Ciera's death. They did their autopsy. They did their autopsy, people. Right? Now, mind you, they didn't, what is it called? Mention March. The numbers of people who died from an overdose in March. They said April 117, May 114. They didn't mention March. But the thing is, how the fuck do they know? Well, because all they do is take a blood test. That's it. That's what they said about ShaMay. That's when the cops came to my house. And don't worry. We got the fluids we got the blood that she came in with. When they first took her to the hospital and they took blood from her. That's what they're going to test for a forensic autopsy. Right? Because there was nothing to fucking autopsy by the time they disconnected their machine. She was filled with formaldehyde, with her fucking skin falling off. Or ready to explode. One or the other. Point was, there was nothing to autopsy. Because everything was already taken out what they wanted. So how do they know, excuse me, May 29th, that we've got 114 people that have died from illicit drug overdose, mainly fentanyl? That would be it, people. It's the fentanyl that's killing the people out here, right? How do they know this? So fast. So fucking fast. Because I can guarantee you they didn't autopsy on these people. And if they did, it would be only because they want to take out the organs like they did with Ciera. Because they can just simply fucking lie to the family. And family ain't going to fact check shit. Right? They're going to take everything that's being fed to them by these people for face value. You have to remember, they were trying to hide what happened to ShaMay. That's why they prolonged it. Whereas, under normal circumstances, with somebody not coming in rocking the fucking boat, like I rocked it the minute I walked in the door, people. First thing that came out of my mouth was, she looked and bombed. Find out how she got hot capped. Look for needle marks, okay? She got hot capped. I called them on it. Look for bumps on her head, right? Look for evidence, right? Most people don't do that, people. They just come in, oh, well, they're dead. Oh, okay, well, I guess we're going to cremate them or bury them. Let's move along. They were an addict. We know that they used drugs. So, therefore, problem solved. So, they will just suicide or accident. They've made it so easy to rubber stamp everything, people, to protect their fucking bottom dollar pocketbook. Okay?
These are our family. These are our community members. They're mostly our sons, our nephews, our cousins, our brothers and sisters. Most of them are between the ages of 20 and 50. So these are young people. These are our young men, more than women, in our society. And we know that most of them are dying.
Notice she doesn't tell you how many men. She just says more men. More than men than women. Right?
Alone. And part of that.
And they're dying alone. Well, yeah, because they're drug addicts. They're trying to hide it, the fact that they went to a job site, worked all fucking day, and then went home and snorted something that was laced with fucking fentanyl, right? Because they were depressed with their life. Their wife left them, right?
That is because of the challenges that they face around admitting that they are using drugs.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? She's making excuses for a fucked up government that allows fentanyl to come through this province like a locust. Because she knows in the back of her mind, ching ching, ching ching, attach anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 to every body, that body as in dead body, not like a person, but a dead body, that comes in through the emergency ward, whether through, we're trying to save her because she's young, so we're just going to hook her up for machines, right? And, hopefully the family will just accept what we tell them, because standard practice gives us that window of 3 days where we can turn off the fucking machine and they'll never know what we did. Or we'll do a fast one like we did with Ciera, humiliate the family, right? And then still get what we want. And at the end of the day, we're going to blame the victim.
That most of them are dying alone. And part of that is because of the challenges that they face around admitting.
Yes, she sounds exactly like those fucking healthcare workers that were standing over ShaMay's dead body. The Lucys that were standing over ShaMay's dead body, trying to tell everybody that ShaMay was alive, while everybody was looking at ShaMay, damn well knowing that something wasn't right. As they said, well, she should have known better. She did it to herself. She was a closet addict. Maybe she was partying because she was going to go to college in 12 days, and you just didn't know. She decided to party at 8 o'clock in the morning by herself after she looked after the baby all night long because he had his first cold. And you're just the one that's in denial.
They are using drugs and getting the supports that they need. We know there is stigma associated with people who use drugs, and that is one of the things that we need to overcome. We also know for those who are facing things like homelessness and mental...
Okay. Homelessness, because she damn well knows that the majority of these men that are dying are like Ciera. Sure, maybe they're working a temp job on a job site, because when you go into the coroner's report, it says that the majority of these men are working men. Yeah, okay, working men that are fucking homeless, that go to the freaking temporary line at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning and get a day job here, a day job there, right? So they can go back into their fucking hole, wherever they fucking crawled out of, and then go do their drugs. For the majority of them, right? Because, that's what they do, right?
Mental health and substance use disorder, COVID-19, and all of the measures that we've had in place to stop this virus is an added challenge.
Yeah. So, it's an added challenge that we shut down all the fucking shelters so you can't get food like you used to. You can't get fucking a bed like you used to, right? You got the fucking cops fucking chasing you down the fucking road because they don't want you going around spreading the coronavirus, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, do you see how she's making excuses? Right? She basically told you who's dying. The homeless men out there that are working temp jobs on the construction sites that are booming. They're building the fucking buildings for the people, for the housing that they can never move into, because that housing isn't being built for them, people, but they're being forced to work in that market because it's okay for them to work outside because that's safe. Wait till I do a video on that one, people. You'll see the fucking guys walking back and forth, standing around, having lunch together, smoking smokes, and it's just a bunch of hogwash, right?
I want people in British Columbia to know that while I stand up here most days sharing the information that we have around COVID-19, we also are mindful of this other public health crisis that continues unabated in our...
No, it's a purge. It's a purge. Ciera was targeted from jail. She died 4 days after she got released from jail, as the judge ordered the probation officer to find her housing, knowing that there was no housing for her to be in. So they had to get rid of the problem because they didn't want her running the streets with her mental illness, shitting in fucking alleys, picking up fucking rocks, stealing people's mail, stealing their fucking flowers, right? Doing God knows what Ciera does, right? Because these people, at the end of the day, for everything that they've done to Ciera for the last 8 years, didn't help, not even one least bit. They're the ones who created the monster. Going to my videos, I have told you, Ciera was like a monster coming here after she got released from fucking jail, because they're the people who created the monster. And then, when the monster got too big and they couldn't handle the monster, well, they took care of the monster. And then they have the audacity to sit up there and blame the monsters more than one.
The province, and we are working hard to ensure that we continue to address that emergency as well. There is a lot of work being done to support the emergency, and people are not forgotten. We know that we need to continue our activities to ensure that there's access to a safer supply of drugs. We know the toxicity of the street drugs in British Columbia and across North America right now has increased. And we know that the situation...
Well, yeah, because it's a purge, people. It's a fucking purge. They're putting these fucking organs on ice and putting them in freezers.
Situations that we're in and the anxieties and the challenges that we're facing with physical distancing, with challenges with access to food security.
Did you see it? Yeah, challenges to access. You have to deal with the physical distancing. You're not allowed to go to the shelters. You're not allowed to go here. You're not allowed to go there. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't get fucking food. This is exactly what she's saying here, people.
These are things that make the situation even worse.
These are things that make the situation even worse, but we're not going to take no fucking responsibility for it because it's a state of emergency. We've got old people laying in bed with Uncle John right next to them in spirit, waiting for their fucking diapers to be changed, while the workers are sitting there saying, I don't want to do it. I'm not making enough money. I don't want to I'm overworked. There's not enough staff. Already heard it.
For people who are using drugs. It is a complex problem, as I have said many times, and there are many pieces that need to go into the solution. And we have not forgotten that, and we continue.
4 fucking years later, plus, and they haven't figured it out yet.
To push.
Not one person in the province of British Columbia, Canada, has gone to jail for murder with fentanyl. Not one. Tell me where the solution is. When all you've got is a bunch of fucking crooked public union sectors drooling at the bit, sliding as soon as the dead body comes in, like the fucking Draculas and Lucys that they are, just getting richer and richer and richer off the backs of the poor and the most vulnerable. You don't necessarily have to be poor either. Just be vulnerable.
I also want to just mention that...
Okay, I don't know if she's going on to a new subject, but she started off at 7:24. I'm going to mark this down now. It's 9:55. Let's see how much minutes that she gave this fucking emergency crisis that has been going on for fucking years, that's killing fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of people across this province. That's 2 minutes and 31 seconds so far in regards to her caring about people overdosing as they're in denial about their drug addictions, even though she doesn't want to sit up there and acknowledge that fentanyl is being used as a direct murder weapon so that it can bring in money.
We continue to have access to our survey, the province-wide survey.
Oh, then she goes on to the survey. Wow, she spoke a total of 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Hold on a minute. Okay.
And expressing our condolences to the 2 people who passed away in long-term care in Fraser Health in the last 24-hour reporting period. I think
long-term care
continues to be a difficult thing. I hear from people every day about how challenging it is for those working in long-term care, and I'm going to have more to say about that in a moment, but also for family members. Now, you can't see, John. No contact. You know that, John. You can't see the kids. You're not better yet, John. You're not better yet, John. You know that. You can't see the kids, John. There's no contact with the kids, John. This was in 2015, people. They got fucking away with it, okay? Maybe this is why Fraser Health Authority didn't they bought off the fucking judges, people. I'm telling you, okay? The court system out here is corrupt. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get through this, but I'm not going to give up on Uncle John. I'm not giving up on nobody. In these very, very challenging times. And so we want to express our condolences, our solidarity with the sorrow of people who have lost loved ones to COVID-19. And we are going to continue to do everything.
Just remember, these families can't go and get an independent autopsy as a fact check to see how their fucking loved ones were treated before they died. There is no fucking law in BC that allows that to happen. There are no independent doctors that a rich person or a middle class person or any person could hire to do an independent autopsy. So anything that this person has got to say is nothing but fucking rhetoric, because there are no fact checks as to how that old person was treated before they died, or as to how they died. Right now, it's no contact. You're not allowed to see your loved one. Not until they're better. Not until they're better. This started in 2015 with Uncle John, people. They got fucking away with it, and now they're running with it, okay?
We can't to limit transmission of COVID-19 in British Columbia. I wanted to also note, as Dr. Henry did, the report of the coroner yesterday, 117 overdose deaths this month, 114 last month.
Okay, sorry, I got it backwards. 117 deaths in the month of May, 114 deaths in the fucking month of April. Notice how fast all that shit came in. Ciera had her little autopsy there on March 28th, okay? We're not going to get the results on that for a long, long fucking time, but I can almost guarantee you, people, it's going to come back. Oh, it was a suicide. Oh, sorry, it was an accident. It was an overdose. It took us 5 months to figure it fucking out, as we're telling John not to say shit, because if he says anything, he's going down. It's not going to be the cops that are going to go down. It's going to be John that's going to go down, because the cops have all the fucking resources, and they've got people like this backing them fucking up.
Is 117 and 114 too many. And we have to continue our efforts, particularly in these times. And you've seen some...
Continue their efforts in what? They've had fucking 4 years. Again, nobody goes to jail. Cops cover up murder, even when they admit on fucking camera that there is such a thing as murder by fentanyl, okay? When it's convenient for them, they will agree with it. But when it's not, they'll fucking sit up there and fucking deny it. They sure got their results back real fucking fast now, did they? Didn't they? That tells you, because the majority of those people, if not all, right, 231 to 32 people did not get a forensic autopsy, but they had to take Ciera out that way because that was the only way to open her up. And remember, people, she was in isolation for the majority of her time in jail for almost 2 fucking months as they sent back the money that I mailed to her. And then, not even 4 days later, after being released, she just suddenly ended up dead.
Efforts, especially those led by community organizations, led by health authorities in recent months to try and address this situation. And we're going to continue to work on this together, because it is our other health emergency, or COVID-19 is our other health emergency. There are 2 health emergencies, and those 117 people and their families would also like to express my condolences and my sense of sorrow with them today at the loss of their loved ones.
Okay, I'm going to end it here. That was a slap in the face. That was a fucking slap in the face. Punch in the gut. Kicked in the groin. Knee on the neck. Foot on the neck. Doesn't mean anything, people. They're not locking anybody up. You heard it from the horse's mouth. They need to admit that they have a substance abuse problem. If they would just do that, our numbers of fentanyl death would go down because everybody in BC is so kind to each other. We'll get through this together. But you can't go get food no more. You can't get fucking shelter no more. But you can still go to fucking work and build that housing that you will never be able to move into because it's not being built for you. Because you're nothing but a fucking grunt and a slave to the establishment. And then when you're fucking dead, well, you know what? We still got plans for you. Because what's inside your body is worth more than fucking gold.